It's important to understand about Medicare that Medicare is a single-payer system for the elderly. And this was put into place in 1965 with the idea of eventually arriving at a single-payer system for the entire country. And part of the reason why we have Obamacare today is because of the concern at the congressional level that we are running out of money for Medicare, and how could they politically hide the rationing? Well, if they got everybody into a single-payer system, they can easily ration to the elderly while they take care of the young and the productive. If they keep Medicare as it is, it shows up a little bit more that they are rationing to the elderly because there's not money in the system. So Medicare right now has nearly a $40 trillion unfunded liability, which is more than double our national debt. So you can see how much trouble Medicare is in. As a matter of fact, in 2008, more money started going out of Medicare for the first time than came in through payroll taxes. And then Obamacare passed, and they took $500 billion out of Medicare to pay for Obamacare and Medicaid. And then they added an independent payment advisory board, which will look at Medicare and how much money is left in Medicare and will decide what will and will not be paid for through Medicare. And to top all of that off, in 1997, a law was passed that if Medicare denies something, you as a senior cannot use your cash to get that care because the doctors and hospitals and radiology facilities and everybody else who would take it would be considered to have committed fraud against the government. So it is a very dangerous time for people who are dependent on Medicare, but more in the coming future than immediately today. The rationing is happening, but it's much less than it's going to happen into the future. So when we look at Obamacare, when we look at what seniors should do, if I were a senior, I would start to talk to my doctors whether or not they are considering getting out of Medicare so that you could actually get the kind of care that you need from them. That's one possibility. Or you can go find some of the doctors that are now starting to not accept Medicare and not accept insurance, and they will take your cash, and they can do that. For those doctors, you can pay those doctors cash, but if they participate in Medicare, you can't, and it would be considered fraud.